Kurdish forces are now in control after the National Army fled. The Iraqi Prime Minister has urged civilians to arm themselves and fight back against the jihadists. Richard Lister reports.
The Sunni militants have swept through northern Iraq with extraordinary speed. Burning vehicles marked their advance on Tikrit, just 80 miles from Baghdad. They conquered Iraq's second city, Mosul, earlier this week, quickly overcoming the limited resistance.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
This was an army base nearby, now overrun by insurgents, not a soldier in sight. Iraq's Prime Minister, though, is pledging to fight back.
We are dealing with the situation. We are not going to allow this to carry on, regardless of the price. We are getting ready. We are organizing.
The militants themselves are an Al-Qaeda splinter group fighting in both Iraq and Syria. Their aim, the creation of a single Islamic State stretching down to Israel and North Africa. Britain and the US have ruled out military intervention, but Washington is promising more support for Iraqi forces.
You can expect that we will provide additional assistance to the Iraqi government to combat the threat from ISIL, but I'm not in a position to outline that further at this point.
500,000 people have fled to Kurdish-controlled Iraq, and for many it's been a desperate journey. Abu Ibrahim says he rescued these children when their father was killed. Iraq's post-war stability has always been precarious, but now the country appears on the verge of a grave and bloody new chapter. Richard Lister, BBC News.
Well, our correspondent Rami Rahayam is in Erbil in Kurdish northern Iraq. He told me it's difficult to be sure if the jihadists have been stopped in their tracks.
We've heard Iraqi government statements in the past which were very exaggerated regarding advances against ISIS, not just in Tikrit, but also in Ramadi, in Fallujah, in the whole of the Anbar province in western Iraq bordering Syria, where the Iraqi army has launched one operation after the other in many over the past couple of years, and which were always accompanied by statements from the Iraqi government that we are about to demolish the threat and to end the situation and stabilize the region, which obviously none of this happened. So we can't really be sure what's going on at the moment in Tikrit, but we have to say that many of the statements by the Iraqi government previously have proven to be premature.
And they haven't been helped by the fact that their own army have been throwing off their uniforms, chucking their guns away and running.
Exactly. It was a very sudden and dramatic collapse in Mosul. The Iraqi Prime Minister has been talking about severe punishment to those who did. I've met a soldier yesterday who told me that it was the commanders who deserted first. But clearly all of this is quite a strong blow to the Iraqi military and to the soldiers who will have to confront the militants advancing in different areas of Iraq if they do advance beyond where they are at the moment.
Our correspondent in Erbil talking to me a little earlier.
The headlines now for you on